Hey guys, Ezilii here, and today we had some questions on Move It in City Skylines, so I'm going to do a quick tutorial. First, I'm going to draw some roads just so we have roads, right? Really quick, just do some roads. Now, Move It, the shortcut is the letter M. You can click on a node. You can also click on a segment. You can also select a bunch of other things, like here. If I grab my marquee selection tool, which is the box with the outline, I have choices on what I can pick up. So if I turn off nodes and segments, I could select all of this, because all of this is either a building, a prop, a decal, or trees. Very handy when you have multiple things layered up that you need to select. Now that we can select things, I'm actually going to select these two. I'm going to use my page up to raise. And now I'm going to do something that is new to the tool, relatively. I'm going to select these guys. These are nodes. I'm going to use my Align Heights button, which is over here on the right. And I'm going to say align it with that. And so now that I've done that, I've raised that stretch of road to be aligned to this particular height, which is pretty handy, especially when you're doing stuff with a seawall and you want everything the same height, so it's all flat. So that would be align heights. I'm going to Control Z to undo that. I'm going to multi-select. I'm holding down Shift as I do this. And I could move these guys around any which way I like. But if I hold down Alt, it snaps in place. See how it kind of like is snapping in certain spots? If I go further and only use one of these, and I hold down Alt, it makes a line when I'm in line with the element that I want to be in line with. So for instance, if I want to get this back to 90 degrees, I hold down Alt and it goes bing. Now we're at 90 degrees. Some other handy things, we were talking about a sunken highway earlier, how we could dip the highway below, say, another building or another road or what have you. If I grab these, I held down Shift as I clicked. I'm going to do page down. Now I can sync it. If you have some other mods like find road heights, you could change things. I'm going to tell this to go up. Oh, it decides to do a tunnel now. That's fine. If you start where that is, I'm trying to do this without using all the mods. If you start where your I guess elevated support should be, I told it to be 6. And then go down. And then bridge this like so. You now have a nice little overpass bridge that's right above that. So I used the Move It mod to sync that. Other things is not only will it let you move stuff, but it will let you copy stuff. So if you're making a shipyard or a rail yard or a harbor, if you go into your marquee, you can tell it what you like. These guys should be props. I'm going to grab these guys. I'm going to highlight it all. And I'm going to go over to copy. And I'm going to hit copy. And it literally allowed me to make a copy. And if I right click, it will let me spin that copy. A good example of how this was used. This building and that building are the same, But what I did was I copied that should have the back door, right? So now instead of placing it this way and turning it, I could do this and place it right there. So now I have, they're back to back with the door on the outside, and you can go further with Move It, push this into each other. If you do it just right, now that building has a pass through. Although we might have some graphic fighting. So if you take your time and move it ever so slightly. Although it looks like we might not actually be able to get it completely perfect, but looks pretty good. So you can move your buildings like that. And if I wanted to undo any of this, if I hit the letter M to get back to my Move It tool, I can Control Z and it will undo all of this, which is also fantastic. It will also undo a delete. So for instance, I'm going to select all of this and I'm going to delete it. But then if I Control Z, it pops back up, right? And one of the last but not least, and often overlooked because you forget that you have to change it every time if you're doing some complicated stuff, is inside of Move It, you have a feature called Follow Terrain. So I will show you how this works. I'm going to grab a harbor. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to use the Move It tool to move it closer so it's flush up against the seawall. And as I do that, it's going to move, right? It's following the terrain. If I turn this off and now move it, it will not raise. See how it's not raising? So now I've made it flush, but it still stands up a bit. I could use my align heights. So with this chosen, grab my align heights and click this node and bing. Now it's aligning this with this. Which, I mean, it works. There's another tool you can use. This is the Touch This 2.0. I've deleted that road. I will put something else in its place. You could upgrade it. My only issue lately has been it still leaves this bit. But that's for a totally different video. So just to go back, Move It will let you do this. Move It will let you move your nodes. It'll let you select multiple pieces. You could select a whole group of stuff. In this case, I'm going to grab these trees. I'm going to copy these trees. I'm going to paste these trees. I'm going to rotate them. Now we have a different... You have a nice forest. I can undo it with Control Z. I can raise my height, page up. I can lower it page down. I can make things align, holding down Alt as I move it. I can even copy these roads if I want to. I can align their heights. So let's just say I want undo that. I want this chosen. I'm going to align the height to this. Boop. Now it's flat. Or, better yet, I want this to align with this. Boop. There we go. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. You can catch me over on Twitch Monday through Thursday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern and again at 8 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, be good to each other.